Today, we're gonna do a class that I like to do. I usually like mix it in there once a year, where we're gonna start really, really slow and then pick it up. And so maybe all three of you guys have done this one before. We'll start in Sukhasana, do a little breath work, and then I'll introduce the first 14 minutes of class. So coming to an easy cross-legged seat, you can decide whether or not you would like to sit up on a block or not. I think we'll add a little bit of light. If you do have yoga blocks, we'll need two things that are the same size if you're using something creative. For longer holds and like pyramid pose and stuff like that. So if you need to grab something, go ahead and do that. And if you do have blocks, try and sit up on a block actually to start. It's nice to have our hips a little bit more elevated than our knees. Let your knees start to open up wide. 3 times, we're gonna breathe in through our nose, and then we're gonna open mouth, exhale. So empty all of the air out. Take an inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. And you can let it be like a sigh, big relief. Again, inhale through your nose. Open mouth. And one more time, inhale through your nose. Now gently seal your lips. Begin to again breathe in through your nose. Keep your lips sealed and exhale through your nose. Your hands grounded on the inside of your knees. Take just 3 more breaths like this. Not worried about the length of the breath or the cadence. Letting it be your natural length of breath. Just making sure it goes in and out through your nose. Empty all of the air out. Now inhale for a count of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up nice and tall. Seal your lips. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push all of the air out. Trying to make the inhale and the exhale even, not forced at the beginning or at the end. Again, inhale, 7 counts. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on full, draw your shoulders together and down your back. Relax your hands. And exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on empty. We're gonna lengthen on this round up to 9 counts. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on full. And exhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your navel draw in. Again, 9 count inhale, starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. Notice if lengthening your inhale is easier. Maybe your exhale is a little bit more tricky to lengthen out. And then slowly exhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on empty. Tell your body the oxygen is there. The inhale is coming to release any stress. And last time, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fill up. Bring your hands to your ribs. Draw your shoulders back. Feel that expansion. And slow exhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Notice the space below your palms. The volume has shrunk. Release your hands back down. And again, come to your natural cadence of breath in and out through your nose. Gently come up off of your prop and set both props to the front of your mat. Slowly make your way into downward facing dog. Hands down, feet hip width distance apart. You can come forward into plank and then push back to get that distance between hands and feet. Relax your head. And what we're going to do tonight to start is a very slow 1 count or 1 minute hold in each posture. They're very basic postures we've done multiple times, but holding it is what makes it a little bit more challenging and a little bit more interesting. All right, so I will do the counting. Hands pressing down. Relax your head. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Notice if there's any tension in your spine, in your neck. Can you let that tension go? Continue to grip down through your fingertips. And then slowly lift your heels. Begin your journey to the front of your mat into Uttanasana, a forward fold. Make sure that you are your knees a little bit so you're not overextending the hamstrings yet. Let your ribs rest down on your thighs. Let the crown of your head hang long, arms draping forward. But press through your feet. Press through your heels. Maybe lift your hips a little bit higher. And on your exhale, let a little bit more give come into your knees. Feel your ribs expand with each inhale into your thighs. Feel your hands drape down a little bit lower with each exhale. Feet as wide apart as feels good. Continue to let your neck hang long. Think of those last 7 vertebrae like beads.
letting there be a little bit more length in the necklace. Maybe a little bit more space, like a knot between each bead. Slowly start to stack your spine, coming up into Tadasana. Roll your shoulders up together and down your back. And then begin to shine your palms forward. Press your feet down. Lift your gaze so it's directly in front of you. Draw your navel in. See if you can gently bring your pelvis a little bit more forward so that you're stacked heels, knees, hips, solar plexus or diaphragm, shoulders, and lift the back of your head so that your ears get a little bit taller and draw them slightly back. And finally, begin to sweep your arms up. Inhale. And exhale, slowly begin your progression back down into a forward fold. Once you feel your fingertips grazing down onto the mat, start to work your hands back behind your shins, giving yourself a little extra compression. If you'd prefer to use the weight of your hands, grabbing opposite elbows to draw you down deeper, you can take that option as well. Another thing, no, we'll do that one later. I kid. Forward folds. Again, tuning back into your breath. Notice a little bit more difficulty as you expand and your ribs press into your upper thighs. But continuing to find an easy cadence in and out through your nose. Place your hands down on the mat. Step your right foot back. Pivot so the back of your foot or the side of your foot is parallel to the back of your mat, and open up Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Hands reaching out in opposite directions. Draw your left knee forward. Press down actively through that back leg. Inhale, find a little bit of expansion. Fingertips reaching out, hips maybe lifting a little bit higher. And then exhale, draw your energy back in. Feel your thighs pulling in towards midline, right at the hip. Feel that energy pool. Inhale, expand. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, pull both arms up into star pose. And then exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Draw your right knee now forward towards the back of your mat. Make sure the outside of your left foot is pressing down and parallel to the back or the front now of your mat. Feel your chest open and expand with each inhale. Exhale, pull your shoulder blades together on your back. Try and keep that integration, that friction of pulling your shoulder blades in. Inhale. Can you lengthen your arms? Exhale. Maybe close your eyes. Work with a little bit of balance. Inhale. And exhale, slowly cartwheel your hands down to the back of your mat. So around your right foot. Lift your back heel and then draw it to the back of your mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. For this forward fold, we'll try gorilla pose. Lift up your toes and then bring your palms underneath your foot so that your toes can tickle your wrists. Pull elbow tips down to the side.
Breathing here. Relax again the back of your neck. Maybe move a little bit of weight forward into your toes and the ball of your foot and back. Finding a little bit of pressure underneath or on top of rather your hands. And rock back on your heels so you can lift both hands away. Slowly start to stack your spine, coming up to Tadasana, mountain pose. So mountain pose Tadasana, in my books of yoga, is a little bit different than arms overhead, which is Urdhva Hastasana, or upward arms, hands. This is a pose of strength. Your feet are planted, your palms are shining forward. You have external rotation in your arms by shining your palms forward. It draws your shoulders back naturally, keeping a nice, strong, open chest. And continue to press down through your feet and feel that strength pulling up into the balls of your feet, the heel, and starting to elevate up your body. Inhale now, sweep your arms up, palms facing each other. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sure, I got the minute timer on. We don't want to stay in this pose extra long, right? So I prefer femurs and knees and feet hip width distance apart. I just think it feels a little bit better alignment wise. Keep drawing your knees towards each other. Arms are raised up overhead. Imagine you were squeezing a ball between your hands, squeezing a block between your knees, but don't let them touch. See if you can let your tailbone lengthen down a little bit, especially if you were getting a little sway back. Notice how your core has to do a little bit more work as you draw your navel in. And the weight comes into the heels. I like to draw my toes up in this pose, reminding me to keep the weight in my heels. Inhale and exhale. Slowly fold, plant your hands, and then step back into downward facing dog. Grip your fingertips down into the mat. Relax your head, gaze back between your toes. Keep a gentle bend in your knees. As you inhale, inflate in your upper back. Feel your shoulders move away from your spine. The inside of your elbows reaching a little bit closer towards each other, but ground down between your thumb and your pointer finger. As you inhale, lift your hips a little bit higher. As you exhale, let the energy draw your heels down, grounding them into the mat. Now, you might want your blocks for this next pose, so pull them with you towards, should have set up at the back of the mat, and step your right foot forward. Place your hands under the blocks and slowly begin to straighten your right leg. Moving into pyramid pose, pull that right femur head back so that there is an evenness, a platform on your low back. I always find myself pulling my right toes up or whatever my front toes are and grounding down just the ball of that foot. It's a reminder to me to not lock out this right front knee. So if that little tidbit helps you, feel free to take it with you tonight. All right, and then if you are using blocks, you're going to take them with you, bring them both to the inside of the right foot, and then slowly walk them into wide leg forward fold to the right. Now you can decide if you'd like to keep the blocks underneath your hands or just gently move them out to the side as you drape forward into your wide leg forward fold. Yogi's choice, you can grab opposite elbow, outside of your heels or shins. Continue to press down through the outside edge of your feet. And imagine the energy that is pulled up through your ankles, over your knees, all the way up to your hips. Exhale, feel that energy drop down your spine and out the top of your head. Inhale. And exhale. Pull in your props. Start to walk them under your hands back to the front of the mat. Turn the left toes forward, lift the right heel up. Prasarita, or no, not Prasarita, pyramid pose. This time, left leg forward. Pulling that left leg towards straight, pulling the left femur head up so you have nice square hips. Again, try your best not to lock out that front leg, but keep a gentle bend. You'll see your shin, your calf start to do a little bit more work and support around your knee. Drape yourself forward over your extended leg as much as your hamstring allows right now. And slowly move the blocks off to the side. Plant your hands back down on the mat. Bend your front knee, lift it up, and step it back to downward facing dog. Back to where we started. Grip down through your fingers. Lift your hips high. Inhale. Open your upper back. Exhale. Ground your heels. Notice how this pose has changed since 14 minutes ago when we first started our asana practice. Feels easier or more open or more sustainable. And gently begin to bend your knees. Bring them out wide and bring your big toes together to touch. Keep your hands where they are on the mat. Press your hips back and then lower your forehead down, child's pose. If it feels good, allow your belly to hang down between your legs. Don't worry about using your abdominals. They're coming up. Let your forehead get heavy. Notice your breathing. Is breathing in and out through your nose a little bit easier than when we first started? Is your breath just a little bit longer? Does your inhale and your exhale match in length and steadiness? And does your body overall just feel a little bit lighter? Slowly come up to all fours. And then bring your knees over to one side. We'll just roll onto our backs. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little gentle squeeze. Find some compression. Let your hips lift slightly off the mat. And then slowly start to reach your feet up. Now, if you have a block or prop that you're not worried about the weight of it, so if you're using books, maybe a light paperback, and then bring it and squeeze it between your legs. If your legs are not extended and instead you're doing bent knees, then you'll place that block between your knees. So you find some pressure, you find some friction between your legs. Bring your arms out to the side. Inhale. And then exhale, drop both feet over to the left, but don't let them touch the ground. Keep pressing through your left hand. Inhale, come up to center. Whew, that was harder than it looks. Exhale, drop them down over to the right. Keep pressing through the right hand. Don't let them touch the ground. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, over to the left. So it doesn't have to come like way down. That's a little bit harder to come back from. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. It can be just 30 degrees, 40 degrees. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, back over to the left. Notice how much work there is also in your arm. Inhale, back through center. Can you keep your neck relaxed? Squeeze that block. Exhale, over to the right. Woo. Inhale, come back through center. Last time, over to the left. Inhale, back up. And exhale to the right. Inhale up. Bend your knees, find that block. And now bring it down to your knees if it wasn't already there. Feet come down. Press them into the mat, about arms distance away so you can feel the back of your heels, and then slowly press up into bridge pose. Squeeze that block between your knees, or if you're using a book, maybe about a 3 or 4 inch volume. Walk your shoulders together on your back so that your chest also expands. And then imagine somebody had a rope behind your knees and they were pulling your knees over your toes. Feel your body start to shift that way. And now reach through the crown of your head in the opposite direction. Your hands can be down gripping the mat or back of your palms pressing down. Or one of my favorites, capturing the inside of your heels with your pointer finger as your thumb folds open. Another breath in. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, lift your legs back up. You're going to take that block. Now we did a version of this 2 weeks ago. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a cross body using the block to hold pressure. So about 8 inches, you're going to place it on your left knee and then bring it across. Bring your right elbow onto the block. So you're holding it in place. Knees are bent at 90 degrees and flex your toes back. Inhale, bring your left hand up behind your neck, and then exhale, curl. Inhale, come down just a little bit. Keep the pressure between the block. Exhale, curl up. Press the block into your knee and don't let your knee move. Inhale, lower down halfway. So just enough pressure to keep it in place. Toes flexed back. Exhale, curl up. See if you can draw the left elbow to the left knee as well. More time. Inhale, come down. And last time. Exhale, curl up. Press even more into that block, into your knee. Don't let your knee move. And then lower your upper body all the way down. Switch the block on top of your right knee. Lower your heels down and then rotate the block so it's cross body. Come up, place your left elbow onto the outside of the block. Hands grip around the back of your head. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. Try and pull that right elbow to your right knee. Navel comes down. Inhale. Lower down, release some of that pressure on the block. Exhale, curl up. Inhale. And exhale. Release, come all the way down. Press your feet down to the mat. Again, move the block between your knees. Walk your feet in so you can graze the back of your heels. Press up. This time, interlace your hands. Walk your shoulders under your chest and press the pinky edge down. Inhale here, hold, squeeze the block. Find that ease and that stillness. Feeling the energy move through your body even though your body is not moving. Letting the breath start to circulate that energy. And then continuing to squeeze the block between your knees. Move the pressure into your right foot, lift your left heel up, and then reach the left foot straight forward. Press more into the right, feel that right hamstring start to turn on. Spread your toes, press it forward. Try and lift your left hip up so it doesn't drop down. Replace the left foot down underneath the left hip. Continue to squeeze your palms together, press the pinky edge down. Bridge pose. Again, find stillness in your movement, in the body. But notice all of the movement, all of the circulation that occurs with your breath. All right, press down more through your left foot. Lift your right heel up and then reach your right foot forward. Flex back with the toes. Press through the ball of the foot and lift the right hip a little bit higher so it doesn't drop down. Keep actively pressing your left foot down. Feel your left hamstring. Turn on, squeeze the block, take a breath in. Exhale, bring the right foot down to meet the left. Continue to hold bridge pose, find some stillness. Again, imagine somebody was pulling the back of your knees towards your toes. Then pull the crown of your head away from your knees. Take an inhale. Release your hands so they splay out to the side, and exhale, lower down. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze after you remove your prop. And then slowly roll to one side. Find a fetal position. And then begin to roll into all fours. Coming up, facing the front of your mat. We'll take a quick dolphin pose. If you'd like to use the block tonight, you can place that at the front of the mat. Either fingertips curling around the edge or palm down, thumb and pointer finger making an angle around the bottom. So either this or this, whichever gives you the most strength tonight. I'll do this one. You can switch it up too from your normal. Try something a little different. Tuck your toes, lift your hips high, squeeze the block.
either with your palms towards each other or with the L shape between your pointer finger and thumb. Keep your elbows grounded down. Inhale, walk your toes in. Exhale, let your heels drop down. Press your chest back towards your knees. Let the crown of your head hang down. Again, thinking about those 7 vertebrae being like beads on a string. So let those beads drop down to the base of your skull and gently lengthen the top of your spine long. Keep active hands either pressing down and spreading fingertips or squeezing the block between your palms. And then exhale, slowly bring your knees down. Walk your hands forward. Walk the block forward. And then bring fingertips onto the block. Keep your hips over your knees. Let your head come down between your elbows. So if this is too much, you can bring your hands back down and ditch the block. Or if you like the block, let it be a little prop so that your arms are elevated above your ears, straight and long. You'll feel your shoulder blades pinch together on your back. And exhale, release your hands down. All right, move that block off to one side. So you have the blocks framing the front of your mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up, and then back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, slow journey to the front. Finding a little bit more of a flow. Connecting now the movement of our breath with the movement of our body. Still finding little eddies of stillness as we go. Inhale, press halfway up, hands into shins. Exhale, fold. Arms out wide. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands together to heart center. Reach your fingertips up, spread them wide, and then exhale, fold down. Fingertips down and step your left leg back. Pull your chest through in a nice lunge position, dart lunge. And then lower your left knee down, press the top of that foot down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, draw your right knee forward. Squeeze your hips together like you still had a block between your knees. Move your thumbs maybe a little bit farther back behind you. You can inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Come forward. And then start to pivot your gaze over your right knee. Take your right hand, place it to the outside of your right thigh. Make a fist with your left and then push into your thigh. Bring your elbow to the outside of your shin. Continue to hold a fist in your left hand and stack your right hand on top. Inhale, press hands together. You'll feel your chest start to lift away. Maybe gaze comes over that right shoulder. And then exhale, again, deepen into your lunge. Time, inhale, press. And exhale. One more time. Taking a breath here, finding stillness in the body, but all of the currents beneath the skin. Let it swirl with your breath. Slowly unwind your twist. Bring your hands down to frame the right foot. And if you like using your blocks in Ardha Hanumanasana, pull them in. Place your hands underneath them as you begin to straighten your right leg. Pull your right toes back, ground down through your right heel. Finger pads or palms pressing down into mat or blocks. And right hip drawing back. Navel comes up and in and hinge
However much feels good, but from the hips. Breathe in and out, finding those little places of stillness. So from the surface in the body, it feels like the water is not moving. The currents underneath are churning. Slowly pull your right heel back in, plant it down on the mat, move your blocks away. Tuck your toes and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg or left leg high. Exhale, step forward with your left foot. Dart lunge, draw your left knee forward. Lift your right heel and then lower your right knee down. Press the top of that right foot down. Sweep your arms up. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, let your body start to sink forward into the depths of your lunge. Inhale, reach your fingertips up away from your hips and feel your hips rooting you down into the mat. Exhale, draw your shoulders down. More time, breath in. And exhale, plant your hands down. We're going to move into a lounge lunge. Start by tucking your right toes under and lifting your right knee back up. Then dropping to the outside of your right foot. You'll pivot also on the front left heel, left toes going out to the left side. I usually like to walk this left foot back a little bit on the mat and then use your left hand to hold on to your left knee. So front view like this, press down through your right hand, but let your right hip start to sag down. And keep just kind of lounging, hanging out in a very active way in your hip. Now, if this doesn't feel good on wrists, you can always use a block. Hang out that way. Start to feel the weight of your left hip coming down. Feel the pose marinating, the energy moving. And then release your left knee with your left hand. Reach it long towards your right foot behind you. Press through your right hand. Arc your left side body up. Reach the left arm overhead. Like I call this like the rainbow lounge lunge. And then come back down. Left hand reaching towards your right foot. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time, inhale up. Come all the way around. Plant your left hand. Spin your left toes forward and then step to the front of your spots, your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, press your fingertips up, heart, and then come down. Step your right leg back, fingertips down, draw your left knee forward, dart lunge, lengthen across your right psoas, and then lower your right knee down, press the top of that foot down. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Pull the right hip a little bit more forward so that your hips are square in the same plane across the middle of your mat. Inhale and exhale. Gaze is forward. Drishti is steady. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. So drishti just means the spot that your gaze is resting upon. So it's steady, but not like your eyes are bulging out of your head. Instead, a light lid. All right. Then start to shift your gaze over to the left side. Bring your left hand down to the outside of your left thigh and cross your right elbow over your left knee. Make a fist with that right hand. Pull the left hand up. Palm open over that fist. Inhale. Press hands together. Find your chest reaching away from your fist. And then exhale. Lengthen in your lunge. Maybe gaze back over the left shoulder. Inhale. Pull away slightly. Exhale. Come down into the lunge. Take another round of breath here. Again, feeling for that energy circulating. Noticing how your breath can move that, can sway the tides. And then slowly release. Bring both hands down to frame the front foot. Disclaimer, I went rafting last weekend, so hence all of the water and river analogies. All right, slowly start to straighten your left leg. Peel your left toes back. Incorporate the blocks if that feels good underneath your hands. And pull that left heel down like it's drawing across your mat, but don't let it move. Spread your toes and then hinging, letting your elbows bend gently any amount. Breathing into your left hamstring. Then pull your left heel back slowly. Bend your left knee, plant your left foot down. Plant both hands down. We're gonna move into that lunge again. Tuck your right toes under and lift your right knee up. Start to pivot on the left heel towards the right side. Nope. What? Nope. That's not right. I kid. Plant your hands back down and step back downward facing dog. I was like, that's the same side. That doesn't feel right. All right, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot forward to the front. Draw your chest forward, open your left psoas, and then lower your left knee down. Press the top of that foot down. Sweep your arms forward and up. Inhale. Exhale, draw your right knee forward. Continue to squeeze your palms towards each other. Squeeze your legs in towards midline on your mat. Even though you don't have anything to squeeze against, you're pulling them in. Feel that activation. And then exhale, bring your hands back down. All right, now we're moving into that lunge. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your left knee up. Place your left hand down. Start to rotate right toes out to the right side and drop to the outside edge of your left foot. Right hand will come to the outside of your knee to start. Let your left shoulder shrug up towards your left ear. Pull that right knee in towards your forehead and keep your left extended leg active. Flex those toes back. Then you can always place your forearm down on a block if that feels good. And then slowly release your right arm, lengthen it, reaching fingertips towards your back leg. And then inhale, press through your hand, reach and arc your right arm up overhead. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. All the way over. Plant your right hand, spin your toes forward, and step to the front of your mat. Inhale, pull your hands up your shins. And exhale, fold. Pull yourself down. Keep your arms wide. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up, spread and part them. Come all the way back down. Plant your hands, step your left leg back, coming into a lunge. And then a little bit different, you're gonna start to walk that right foot across to the left side of your mat. So right behind your left wrist. Drop the outside of your shin down so your right knee is behind your right hand. And then slowly lower your left knee down, top of your left foot down. Gaze back over your right shoulder. That's gonna just gently pull that left hip a little bit forward. Make sure your left leg is long. And then come back forward. So we're gonna move down into sleeping pigeon for a little bit longer of a hold. Let your blocks be a support for you tonight. So if you need a little extra to support your hips, pull it underneath the right glute. If you want to keep this left heel a little bit more forward, you can place the block behind that heel. So from the front, that other block placement can look like that. So it's got your heel and then the edge of the block will hit right about low psoas on that left side. Set yourself up around your hips. You can also use a block in front of you to rest your forehead down onto. Slowly extend your torso forward. Folding down however amount feels good. Making contact with something underneath your forehead. And then if it's available to you, if your hands come down to the ground, letting your palms gently rest up. Come back to your breath. Notice if you're fidgeting in this pigeon pose, one-legged pigeon. See if you can tell yourself to relax. Notice if the fidgeting is a way to cope with uncomfortable situations. See if you can let yourself ease down so that you can begin to recognize the subtle shifts and movements, the energy beneath your skin, beneath the muscles and the bones. Where there's tension, tightness, or gripping. Use your breath to move your energy into that spot. Let it start to swirl around, cleaning out any of the dirt or sticks, debris that has gotten stuck in that area. Maybe start to take deeper breaths, deeper inhalations and slower, longer exhalations. And slowly start to lift your forehead up. Maybe let your eyes start to open as you walk your hands back, gently propping yourself up. Move any blocks or props you had out of the way. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up, and step
your right foot back. Ground down through both balls of your feet. Press back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Hips high, grip down through your fingers. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg, step it forward into a lunge. Dart lunge. Whew. Draw that left knee forward. And then start to heel toe it over to the right side. Laying down the left shin across the front of your mat. Flexing your left toes. Place your hands down. Lengthen your right leg and then gaze over your left shoulder. Make sure it's nice and long, that leg behind you. We'll also, again, pull that right hip a little bit more forward, squaring them off, and then come back forward. Set up your props in the same way you did on the first side, maybe underneath that left hip or behind your left heel. And then slowly start to lengthen yourself forward. Extend your arms. Try and place something underneath your forehead if it doesn't make it down to the ground. Lengthen your arms and then flip your palms up. And to deepen your breath. Let your breath start to travel out of your lungs, maybe down to your hips or up to your shoulders. Continue to stretch your fingers forward, toes back, so you lengthen. And then exhale, body down. Where is it tense? Where is it tight? Where are you resisting gravity? Let your breath start to slowly move and swirl to those spots. Let it start to circulate around. Loosening up any debris, any old junk that has taken root in that spot. And then move it out with your exhale. Oh, your belly inflate against your front thigh or calf or ankle. Let your breath be deep and full. And slowly lift your forehead up and to walk your hands back in under your shoulders. And then slowly drop to the left side. Pivot on your hips so you're facing the back of your mat. Toes extended, and then gently lower yourself down. Grab a hold of both of your blocks and slip them underneath your knees. And let your toes drop out. Let the back of your head rest down on the mat. Thumbs opening out to the side. You can pull your shoulder blades together on your back so your chest is a little bit more elevated. And then exhale, release, and relax. Feeling as though you are floating in a calm
pool of water. No movement required to keep your body suspended at the surface. Allow your breath to move in and out freely through your nose. Feel the area all around your sternum, right down the middle of your ribs. Start to relax and ease open so that any tightness around your chest and lungs begins to dissolve. And slowly begin to make small movements with your toes and your fingers. Imagining you're making little circles, little ripples in the surface of the water. And slowly shift your knees off of the blocks, moving them out to the side. Stretch your arms up overhead, feeling the support now of the earth below you. Reactivating your body again. Inhale, stretch long. And exhale, pull your knees into your chest and roll to one side. And gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands together to heart center. Feeling beneath your thumbs that space that you created. Feeling between or beneath your thumbs that current, that energy, that river that runs through your body. Take a deep breath into that current, into your strength. Exhale. Inhale, draw your thumbs up to third eye center. Be curious, follow your bliss. Namaste.